dugsiga boardingka iyo maalinlaha ah ee Amano Boarding and Day School.
How are you, grade 7s? Welcome to our social lesson. My name is Teacher Eric. This is our second video that we are looking at, and we shall pick from where we left last time. We discussed the Mesopotamia civilization. We looked at the meaning of Mesopotamia. We looked at where it was found, in which present country it was found. We looked at the king and the people that founded the Mesopotamia civilization. We looked at the Sumerians, we looked at the Babylonians, the Akkadians, Assyrians, among others. But one important thing that we said was that the Babylonians worked very hard, and later on they had a king who emerged and became very powerful. The king came up with some codes, some code of conduct that would guide everybody. It was actually like a constitution. It was carrying the law, the rules that were supposed to guide the people. Now, to try and go through what we did last time, here at the preview, look at question number 1. Mesopotamia is a Greek word that means, look at the answer, the land between two rivers. Number 2, between which two rivers was Mesopotamia found? We all know the answers. That was River Euphrates and River Tigris. River Euphrates and River Tigris. Number 3, write the name of the people who started Mesopotamia, the Sumerians. Good. Next, list any 4 communities that lived in Mesopotamia. We already have discussed that and we saw it. Sumerians, Babylonians, Assyrians, and Akkadians. Number 5, who was the king of Babylon during the Mesopotamia civilization? The answer is King Hammurabi, and we said that he was a very powerful and respected ruler. And with that in mind, we look at the next, and which is actually the last question, revision question. Write any 3 rules included in the Babylon constitution that was brought about by King Hammurabi. A, we have an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and we discussed what they mean. The third one is, if a child struck or hit his father, his hands would be cut off or would be chopped. We shall be looking at something else today, factors that led to the rise of Mesopotamia. Rise is like actually factors that led to the well-being of Mesopotamia, factors that made Mesopotamia a strong civilization among them. And before we look at those factors, we shall just have a preview of where Mesopotamia was on the map that I'm going to show you here. Now, if you look at this map that's appearing on our screen, we can see where Mesopotamia is, where it is located. Once again, I'm repeating this, that all this land here, all this land is where Mesopotamia was. On the map, it might look small, but it was a big land between 2 rivers. The 2 rivers were Tigris and Euphrates. And even with that alone, it means that among the factors that led to the rise of Mesopotamia was the presence of these 2 rivers. So before we look at those factors, you can see these 2 rivers contributed a lot. They helped Mesopotamia to expand. They helped Mesopotamia civilization to become popular, to develop. Now, we shall directly look at the factors that led to Mesopotamia civilization. And these factors here, A, was availability of water for farming. Now, the 2 rivers, Euphrates and Tigris, provided enough water for irrigation, for farming. People began planting. They began growing crops that could sustain them, crops that could be consumed by families, and therefore people could not die of starvation. There was no hunger. That means if people are satisfied, people have got food, okay, their stomachs are full, it means that they are able to do work. They have energy to work and develop their communities, to develop their society. Now, the rivers provided enough water. There was also, number 2, presence of strong and respected kings or rulers. Strong and respected leaders, and among these leaders we know them, like we had King Hammurabi that we talked about last time. King Hammurabi, who was a well-respected ruler during the Mesopotamia civilization, especially when the Babylonians had to work very hard and emerged as a community, or a community that was actually well respected. Now, the third one is trade among the communities. Trade, the exchange of goods and services among communities, among people, different people that lived in Mesopotamia. That means that trade made people to acquire things that they did not have. The next point, among the factors that led to the rise of Mesopotamia, here we have number 4. There was also another factor that is actually well known: unity among the members. Unity. So before we look at those factors that led to the decline, the fall of Mesopotamia, another factor that I had forgotten here was the unity. Unity among the members, unity among the communities, made them to expand, made them to be able to defeat even the enemies. Now, moving to the factor that led to the decline of Mesopotamia, we have them here. 1, and before we look at decline, everybody, I think where you are, the word decline, to decline, as when talking about something that has declined, it means it has fallen. So, like the falling of a kingdom that was up. That's the meaning of decline. Whereas we said to rise is to go up, to decline is to come down, to fall. Many factors, not just the one that we've listed here, many factors might lead to the fall of anything. Like as a student, what do you think can lead to your decline from position 1 to position maybe 20? Is because whenever you don't revise, it's because sometimes you fail to revise, sometimes you just fail to put in extra effort. With the same, we can also say that Mesopotamia civilization declined because of the reasons that we are going to look at. A, we had poor hygiene. There was lack of cleanliness. Cleanliness was lacking in Mesopotamia, and this, when there is lack of cleanliness, this means that there is going to be an outbreak of various diseases that are related to cleanliness or hygiene. Now, this outbreak meant that many people died. A lot of money was used in treating these diseases, and this led to the decline. People gave up, people died, and that led to the decline or to the fall of Mesopotamia. Another reason is overpopulation, and we looked at overpopulation when we were looking at people and population in our second topic. Overpopulation actually is like whenever a place has got too many people living there, and that means that Mesopotamia also over time, the number of people who lived in Mesopotamia increased. If the number increased, it means that the resources that we looked at in our previous units, the resources became scarce, became limited, became few. There were many people but few resources. That means that some people did not have resources. And if people do not have resources, there is going to be increased crime. Now here, just to read it, that due to development of cities, the population grew high. This led to shortage of resources among the people. Then C, Mesopotamia was attacked by the Persians and other neighbors. Whenever a community is attacked and it does not have enough weapons, what does it mean? It follows that if a community is attacked, then it might be defeated if it doesn't have enough weapons. So Mesopotamia did not have enough weapons, and it was defeated by the Persians when they attacked it. Then the last point here is drought. And class, what does drought mean? Drought is the absence of rain. Absence of rain. Prolonged duration of absence of rain is drought, or let's say just complete absence of water. And therefore there was drought, prolonged drought in Mesopotamia that led to famine. Famine is an English word that actually means hunger. Famine is whenever there is no food, a situation where there is no food. Famine. Drought leads to famine. Famine does not lead to drought. So whenever there was drought, it led to famine or hunger. And whenever there is hunger, it means people died. Well, today now, just to try and recap, to try and go through again what we've looked at today, we have looked at factors that led to the rise of Mesopotamia, and also factors that led to the fall or decline of Mesopotamia. Those that led to the rise are good factors, good things that made it to become a popular and powerful kingdom. But those that led to the decline are those that made actually the bad thing that made it to fall. Next time we shall be looking at actual revision questions regarding the same. I would like to appreciate and thank you for watching our video today. Bye. Have a nice time.